gorgeous. This is Melanie from Makeup by Melanie B. And today we're going to do another look that is inspired by autumn and some of the colors that you see this time of year. So I'm going to do a deep plum type of look. It's almost like a cranberry. But it's more on the plum side. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I've already done my entire face contour. I have not done blush, lipstick, and eyes. So that's what we're going to work on together. You guys, I'm like 6 weeks past or 7 or 8 weeks past due on a hair color and cut. So, you know, I'm just kind of working the gray. The problem is I'd go ahead and let it grow out if all of my hair would be gray, but I would be two-toned like a skunk, apparently. So y'all just bear with me while I'm going through this whole quarantine gray thing. All right, let's get started. All the products I'm going to use are by Farmasi, and I will put in the description below all the stuff I've used on my face already, and then also what we're going to be using from this point on. What we're going to do first is prime our eyelids with the Fit Primer. And I just use my finger with this. So you can use a brush to apply this. And your ring finger applies less pressure on the eyelid and around the eyes. So always use that finger because it is the weakest finger. So it doesn't pull and tug like other fingers on your hand will do. After I've got the Fit on there, I'm gonna go ahead and take my two-sided face brush with the smaller side and just get some of this transparent powder and sweep it over the top. You guys know I do this every time. And if you haven't seen my videos before, I do this because it prevents any creasing throughout the day, and it also just gives us a really smooth, silky lid for our next colors. So now I'm gonna take the Vice Brown palette. It's the Trio palette for eyeshadows. And I'm gonna use this warm center color. I use this all the time, you guys. This is probably my favorite one. If I had to choose one shadow of all of ours, it's this one right here. It's perfect for transition, especially for a warm look like we're gonna do today. So I've taken it on a blender brush. It's just kind of fluffy. And I'm just gonna put it in the crease, but I'm also gonna be bringing it up a little bit towards the brow as well and just sweeping it. Okay, so we're just leaving it real soft and all the way up in here, okay? Now I'm gonna use that same brush and we're going to go in with this beautiful deep plummy color. It is number 16, but this is a tender blush on. This is not designed as an eyeshadow, but it's a beautiful matte finish. So I'm gonna use it because it's fabulous on the eyes. So I'm going to take that same blender brush and I'm going to tap it into this color and get a little excess off. And that's going to go into the crease here. Now we're going to build this depth up. And I'm bringing it up over the first transition color a little bit, but not as far up. All right, now I want to go in with the pencil brush that we have in the 4-piece Farmasi set. Same color. And we're going to really concentrate that in this outer corner. And sweep it up just a little. So while I've got that color, I'm going to use this brush and take it a little bit under the eye. And kind of smoke it out. We're not trying to make it look like we got beaten in the eyes, okay? So bear with me. I know I say that every time. So this red glaze is gonna go all the way from the center to the outside. Now I'm gonna pat it once I get it out of the corner here to make sure there's no thick parts. Just pat that on. The flat brushes, even if it's a smaller one, are amazing for the creamy shadows. They work so well. I just realized I had not cleaned my brushes from last time that I love to use for this, but this works also, and it's very inexpensive. So I'm almost like creating a cut crease, but with a red glaze creamy shadow. They look kind of crazy, don't they always? But they turn out pretty. Just stick with me. Okay. So I'm putting the lid back on my creamy shadow. First, before I forget, let me go ahead and do a little bit of under eye with this same color. So I'm just taking like a liner brush. Whatever you have that makes this work, it's fine. There's no specific brush really that you have to have. But I'm gonna put a little bit of that close to the lash line over the smudgy under eye color. Let's go back into the Love Letter Mono Shadow, Tender Blush on, and take our pencil brush again and tap in here and concentrate the depth of this outer corner. We're gonna overlap that red glaze just a little bit. We're just gonna tap it into this outer corner. On the center of the eye, we're going to go in with the Pink Glow, which is my absolute favorite creamy shadow. And I'm gonna use another brush just like the one I was using. If you only have one of these, you can use the back, it's fine. And that's gonna go on the center of my eye in here. And I'm gonna just pat it on. So now I need to blend that, and I'm gonna use the same pencil brush and just kind of lightly bring the red glaze over the Pink Glow and blend it in. The pink, I'm gonna do this eye after I finish this one. I wanna do this while this is still kind of wet with that creamy shadow. The Pink Lily blush on, I'm gonna go in and get a little of that. And that is gonna just tap over the top of that Pink Glow. So it looks like this. Okay, let's do the other eye. Repeating those steps. I don't know why my eyes never look the same. It drives me nuts. I mean, that one's all bright and nice, and this one's over here like, I'm sorry, I don't want to play along today. They never look the same, ever, ever, ever. Okay. Under the eye, same eyeliner brush, dip into the Pink Glow creamy shadow, and that is going under here. I'm back to losing my voice again. I'm just gonna take this pencil brush and try to blend it. This eye looks good, and the other eye's like, we're not done. Let's take our blender brush that we were using earlier and go ahead and make sure that I've got all of this pulled into the center. So let's do our corner pop, my favorite. 3-in-1 face palette. This beautiful highlight here. I tapped into it with this little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna put it right in this inner corner. And I'm patting it in there, just kind of packing it. Now I'm gonna do my brows really fast, and that way we can do our highlight at the brow and clean up everything. So I'm gonna use eyebrow mascara, and this one is without a label. I about put it on my eyelashes, y'all. This is a very warm brown. This is not the darkest one we have, and I cannot remember the number of this one. This color just gives my eyebrows a little bit of warmth while grooming them at the same time. Now, before I go in, I'm gonna make sure I get off anything here on my face. you can use a brush or whatever. So let's go in with that highlight on our brow bone. I'm just gonna tap it in, knock off a little bit of excess, and take it to the brow. So beautiful. Y'all see why I love this highlight color? Okay, so let's blend everything together. I'm taking that same blender brush. I always do this to make sure there's no color on it before I go and do some blending. But I just am gonna do kind of a windshield wiper really lightly to blend those two together. And then we're gonna add a little more highlight back there. Yay. All right, so let's do some liner. Of course, I'm gonna do the black ink liner, which, as you know, is my fave. So of course, this wing had to be a nightmare, and it's all over me now. I have got these little wonky eyelashes because I sleep with an eye mask on to keep it dark when my husband gets up at 3:30 in the morning sometimes. And it has smashed my eyelashes and kind of bent them. And so now they're in the way. So every time I do my wing liner, it's like, they don't want to get out of the way. So I've got a black spot here, everything. I'm just like, whew. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up around the eyes and before I put my mascara on, and then that should get rid of any of that little boo-boo crap that I just did. I swear. But around the eyes, I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna try Warm Honey. This one's 05. That is the worst wing I think I've ever done. So for those of you who are like, can you help me do a wing? I'm probably not your girl. I try, I usually can get it, but lately, I don't know what's going on. So in this outer corner, I'm gonna take a little bit of this smoky black and the Farmasi eyeliner brush, and I'm gonna use that on the outer corner of my eye right here, real softly, and then kind of touching that wing. And I'm staying super close to the lash line. And I'm gonna take it about 1/3 of the way. I don't even wanna see pictures of this eyeliner over here. Like, all right, let's do some mascara before I just go totally insane. All right, I'm gonna use this little eyelash curler I got from Beauty Control a couple years back. I think I still have 3 of these in my inventory, and I'm selling them for like $8 a piece, so hit me up if you want one. All right, so the way this works is it actually stores flat, and then you take this little section in the back and you pull it up, and then that is your handle. So then I can get in here, and what I'm trying to do is uncurl these little wonky lashes that do not want to cooperate today or any other day. So clench, 2, 3, loosen, clench, 2, 3, and that gives me a nice little curl. And if I don't hold it too long, they'll be a little longer. So that's kind of what I'm trying to go for. Let's put on some Optimal Style mascara because it is so amazing. It's just this, I don't know, it's the brush. All of our mascaras are fantastic. You cannot go wrong. But this one is like separate, lift, you know, do all this stuff. It's the brush that makes it, I believe. I'm gonna go in with the number 5 Terracotta Blush, and I do realize this one's a lot more expensive, but it is so beautiful, and it really kind of highlights at the same time. So you don't have to do anything but this. I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush. This is a mascara, a double-ended brush. This is the B squared one. And I'm gonna just use the smaller end to tap. Make sure I don't get too much on there. And then I'm gonna pat gently, just so I don't get too much. So I'm just gonna layer that a little bit. I picked, So I started putting on my blush and I was using Sweet as a Peach, and I meant to use the number 5 because it's got some highlight in it. So I'm taking the B squared brush and I'm just lightly gonna pat that over the top of that Sweet as a Peach. Sweet as a Peach was pretty, but it's just not the right tone I'm looking for. It's so beautiful. Okay, love it. Let's take our blender sponge and just kind of pat. Just want to make sure I'm blending that kind of in, just patting it in. All right, and then I don't want it sitting up on the surface. Then I'm going in with my handy dandy highlighter from the 3-in-1 Face Palette. You guys know how I roll. So I have to find my brush. Here we go. The double-ended face brush. This one's great for bronzing and blush, and I didn't realize I had it right there. And this one's good for highlight, so you can take a little highlight. Now, mature women like me should avoid the creasy area. Highlight's just gonna emphasize those wrinkles. So we need it because we need it to look dewy and glowy, but we don't want it to emphasize the parts that are wrinkly. So I'm just gonna take that and blend it. I got some right here, went too far, trying to tell you what to do and what not to do, and I just did it exactly what I'm not supposed to do. So that blends those together. So now I'm gonna take the blender sponge again and just kind of pat it and make sure it looks even. So all we have to do now is, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Time Locker setting spray. And that can be setting the rest of my face while I'm doing my lips. I'm going to try this number 10 Sweet Cherry Matte Liquid Lip. I have not worn it in forever. I'm gonna wear it and then I'm gonna do some blending down on it just so our eyes stay the focus, but our lips go with it and coordinate too. Okay, because I'm older, dark colors on your lips can make you look older. So I'm not trying to go for that look. I'm trying to coordinate with the eyes, and I think that's beautiful. And then we're gonna take this Terracotta Blush in 5, and that is gonna be my lip highlight color. I'm just gonna take it with my finger. Y'all, I didn't even notice my nails match. Oh my God. My Color Street. I'm obsessed with them. Don't be surprised if in the future I start selling those too. I buy enough and I might as well be getting them at a discount. All right, so that is gonna tone that down. Then we're gonna take the Plumper, and which is normally clear. I know I've said this before, I have tainted my Plumper. And I'm just gonna blend it all out. I don't really get too concerned with there being a little bit of pink in here because that's the typical color I use, so. That highlight, that blush highlight and those lips is perfect. So I'm gonna take a little bit more on the upper, just right here. And give myself a little more fullness. So beautiful. Oh, I love it. All right, you guys, I'm gonna put my hair down and it's gonna be a nightmare, but at least it won't be silver like I'm 98 years old. Actually, I know silver's in style and all, but like I said in the beginning, I would go that way. I would just naturally let it all happen, except that my hairstylist told me that the rest of it, the back's not ready and the sides are not completely ready yet to be silver. So I'm like, okay. So I just have to look hideous until the meantime, I guess. All right, you guys, thank you as always for being here again. I hope you're enjoying these fall looks. I mean, you could wear these pretty much any time, but they just kind of like scream fall to me. So I hope you love it. All right, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have other stuff that I do on here, so my content varies, but I do have makeup videos, and I'm probably gonna just do Monday makeup with Melanie, and just every Monday I'll launch a video that will give you guys some ideas of what to do with your makeup. All right, take care and stay safe out there. Thank you as always for watching.